I think what we are doing is long overdue. We are revealing, again, the violence of Islam that is much, much deeper than we would like to admit.
Despite calls by the White House and military commanders not to do it, that Florida pastor plans to go forward with his plan to burn Korans on 9/11. Pastor Terry Jones used to be a little-known pastor of a small evangelical church. Well, now he's got the world's attention and more than 100 death threats to go along with this radical plan. Fox 29's Joyce Evans spoke with a national group who's been working to build American-Islamic relations tonight, and they're not too happy with the pastor's plan to burn the holy book, Joyce.
No, not at all, Carrie. CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations, is hoping the Florida pastor's plan can be stopped. Its leaders say the Quran burning event threatens to destroy decades of hard work and progress that have been made bridging the gap.
What they're doing is just spreading hate, and that's not what America is about.
Rugiatu Kanta is busy at the Philadelphia office of CAIR, distributing public service announcements ahead of the 9/11 anniversary. One aimed at showing Muslims suffered too.
I'm a New York City firefighter, and I responded to 9/11, and I am a Muslim.
And this one stating that religions in America have more in common than we think.
If we don't have our rights,
it's at the heart of American freedom.
You don't have your rights.
So what of the Florida pastor's right to freedom of speech?
He does have freedom of speech, but what type of message are you trying to send to the public?
We're sending a message to them that we can go beyond talk. Some people will not listen, and they must be shown this far and no farther. There's a time that the talk is over. There's a time that we must stand up and battle.
Does it make you worry for your own safety?
Definitely. It makes me worry for my safety.
So far, there's been no violent backlash against Muslims in Philadelphia, but she says there has been intimidation, children taunted.
We do have cases of bullying in schools with their peers calling them terrorists, and it really affects them, so because they become ashamed of being Muslim.
Now, CAIR is asking local mosque leaders, if they haven't already, to develop a relationship with their district police commanders and to set up a security plan where they worship to handle any possible trouble. Now, let's bring in attorney Greg Troutman to weigh in on this. What's going on here? Hey, Greg.
How are you, Joyce?
I'm doing well. So, again, we have freedom of religion versus freedom of speech. Can either outweigh the other, even in the face of national security?
The short answer is no. Here you have a guy who's exercising his right to free speech. He also wants to claim he's exercising his right to practice his religion as he sees fit. But national security, this isn't exactly a case of national security. It's a case of individual stupidity, really, is what it is.
Okay, General Petraeus says it is. The White House says we're backing him, but no, it's still part of our Constitution. He has a right.
He does have a right. You know, it's a bedrock principle of the First Amendment that if the government finds an idea offensive or disagreeable and wants to ban it, they can't. That's what our First Amendment protects. It protects the right to be stupid, and that's what this gentleman is doing.
So Minister Jones says he hopes Americans are not hurt because of his actions, but he also says that he takes no responsibility for any violence that may happen here or abroad. Can he be held accountable legally?
I don't think he can. He's not asking people to do harm against Muslims. What he's asking for is people to say, look at me, look at how stupid I am. If he was asking people to do something particularly against a particular person, that would be a different situation. Although he used the word, it's time to go to battle, I think he's using it rather rhetoric flourish there instead of actually inciting violence.
And you have many people asking, well, why isn't this considered a hate crime? When does civil liberties cross the line?
It would cross the line if he were saying attack this person because they're a Muslim. If it was an attack, a physical attack against somebody, that would cross the line and he would be liable for that.
Greg Troutman, thanks for coming in tonight. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And Carrie Lee, the tension is building all around the world.
It really is, Joyce, and it's got a lot of people, even our viewers, talking on Facebook. In fact, Arlene writes, disgraceful and disrespectful, merely an attention grabber. They should be ashamed of themselves. And Howard says, on the day of judgment, everyone will have to answer for their sins, including those who claim they act in the name of God. Burning religious literature because of one group's actions is no different than burning crosses to scare African Americans or painting swastikas to intimidate the Jewish. That was Fox 29's Joyce Evans reporting. Joyce, thanks so much for that report.
You're welcome.